It'll be very interesting to see how Hillsborough handles the bright lights here of the Rock.
Morris Knolls in their green, Hillsborough will be in white, and we are underway in the 2019 Public A Championship Final, and quickly is going to be an icing call and a great student turnout as we've seen in this game and the first two games prior to this one, as the fans have come in full throng to support their student athletes. Hillsborough, an electric offensive group, taking on Morris Knolls, known more for their defense so far this season. Matt Palmer will collect it behind the net, go over to the near side to Jason Wolf. Wolf was 79 points on the season for Hillsborough, and that's shuffled back into the offensive zone by Morris Knolls. Coleman breaking in by Jude Curtis. Curtis tripped on the play. And the leading point scorer in the state of New Jersey draws the first penalty of the game with 14:26 left to go in the first. And here's an opportunity early, Lou, for Hillsborough and their power play unit.
And a big opportunity for the Raiders. Obviously, Hillsborough, as we said, coming into this championship scenario, never having played here before. And now this is a big opportunity for them to break on top, give them some confidence.
Curtis will be on the point, calling for the puck right now. He has it. 111 points on the season, best in the state. Big save there for Ty Franchi. Franchi, the starting goalie for Morris Knolls on the other ends. It's going to be Jason Larico, the freshman, will handle the puck after Morris Knolls clears it down the other end. Curtis recollects. 1:35 left to go in the man advantage. Here comes Curtis. Stood up in the line, actually knocked it into his own teammate. That allows Morris Knolls to drive it down the other end of the ice to kill off more time. Here's Matt Palmer. Palmer, the senior defenseman, lobs it in.
Now, Dan, you mentioned Hillsborough with their high-scoring offense this year, but they're going up against a very tough customer in Ty Franchi, the goalie for Morris Knolls. He's given up only 14 goals this season, 94% save percentage. He's one of the top goalkeepers, certainly in the Garden State.
The classic contrast of styles, Lou. Great offense versus great defense. What will give here today? Coming up on 1 minute remaining in the power play for Hillsborough. Into the corner it goes, leveled up against the boards. Now taken down underneath. Sikas got it out to space. Good work on this penalty kill unit now for the Golden Eagles of Morris Knolls. Rotated around to the far side boards. Collected instead by Larico. Michael Larico, the junior, will chase in after it after dumping it. 40 seconds left to go in the man advantage. Still no score between Morris Knolls and Hillsborough. The opening stages of this Public A Championship. Morris Knolls, the third team from the vaunted Menin division to play for a state title. They're still trying to become the first to win a state title here today. Randolph unsuccessful in our first game, and then Chatham just lost to Summit in the second.
And Morris Knolls carrying the weight of the Menin division pride on their shoulders. The mighty Menin division so far with an offer in these state finals.
No real opportunities to speak of in this first power play of the game for Hillsborough. Here, as soon as I say that, going down the other way, what a save! Franchi making the diving save and then applauding his counterparts as well as his fan base right next to him. Unbelievable stop.
Well, what a play by Morris Knolls goalie Ty Franchi with a sprawling stop. And as we said, he is one of the top goalkeepers in the state. And I think it's safe to say Hillsborough hasn't faced too many goalkeepers the caliber of Ty Franchi.
Brock Forrest, number 14, looking up to the heavens after that one, wondering how his goal didn't get through. Franchi with a save. Now Morris Knolls the other way, give and go. Just missing on the other end of that one was Sean Murray, number 10. Back and forth action. Great scoring opportunities in the last minute, and we're just 3 minutes gone by here in the first. No score. Playing it backwards was Jack Spitzer. Now bringing it up the ice was Singley. Bodied off the puck behind the net. A collision ensues behind the net. Things starting to ratchet up between these two sides. The top two seeds in this Public A tournament. Jarring hit from behind.
Raiders playing some physical play right there, which is something they'll need to do to be successful against this Morris Knolls team.
Now another penalty upcoming against Morris Knolls, as the extra skater will come on, but Hillsborough won't be able to utilize that advantage. A little too physical there with the board play. As Morris Knolls, they'll get called for the penalty. And now it's going to be the second power play to start this game for Hillsborough. As Sean Murray is vehement in his protest.
Well, Murray looked like he was shaken up on that play as well. Not only did he get the penalty, he was a little banged up. He's still jawing at the officials.
As he was going from his bench after being collected by the referee to go to the penalty box, one glove and his stick was still waiting for him on the ice. He's trying to say that he was the worst for wear in that matchup. Two quick power play opportunities here for Hillsborough and still nothing going as Morris Knolls clears it the length of the ice.
Well, the Raiders need to take advantage of these opportunities. They won't get too many against this Morris Knolls team.
Dumping it in from center ice, another big hit, this time upending Pantry right in front of the Morris Knolls bench. Pantry trying to recollect, dumps it in, not getting good wood on it. Morris Knolls will once again clear it down the other length of the ice. 40 seconds gone by, no shots on this power play so far for Hillsborough. Other than that opening salvo where Curtis drew the penalty, really haven't seen number 10 being a factor so far in the early goings. 56 goals, 55 assists on the season for Curtis. They'll dump it into the corner, and it's going to be icing against Hillsborough. Mistake there with 57 seconds left to go on the power play. Offensive zone faceoff coming up for Morris Knolls.
Well, this Hillsborough team might be the best team that many people don't know a lot about. 21 wins on the season, just 6 losses. Big win in the semifinal over Wayne by the score of 4-2. They lost last year in the round of 16, finished below 500, but that really was just the beginning, the tip of the iceberg for Hillsborough. This is a program under head coach Chris Tommins that really is coming on.
Second season for Tommins, who was a former standout himself at Bridgewater Raritan. Tim Kepler in his third season at the helm of Morris Knolls. Shot ringing wide of the net. That time it was from Curtis. In the blink of an eye, getting it down into the offensive end. This is the first year, Lou, that Morris Knolls and Morris Hills are combined to be a co-op program, and it has worked wonders for both schools getting here to the Rock.
Yeah, tremendous progress. Morris Knolls has had great success. 4 Menin Cup titles for Morris Knolls.
Nice move up the ice there by Soares. Up top to the point, Palmer keeping it alive. Cross ice to Curtis. Curtis shot just whistling wide. 10 seconds left to go in the man advantage. Misplaying the puck, still recovering it. Soares now behind the net. Jandoli. Quickly, double team comes to Curtis. Frees the puck down the other way and will be icing as the man advantage had already expired. So a face-off upcoming in the offensive zone for the Raiders of Hillsborough.
We saw that blistering shot by Jude Curtis. The rare combination of great speed skating on the ice and, of course, a tremendous shot as well, a blistering shot. Curtis last year put together some great numbers, 31 goals, 32 assists. He had 4 hat tricks, but this year, of course, he really obliterated both of those marks with 56 goals and 55 assists.
Only a junior, yet he still has 203 career points. Remarkable, almost video game-like numbers for Jude Curtis, number 10 in white. Morris Knolls winning back possession of the puck to the near side. Tripping a little bit was Kieran Regan. Now back the other way is Renner. Dumping it in behind the boards. Out to center ice it goes to Renner. Again, shooting from distance. Franchi making the stop with his chest. Now here's Morris Knolls. Segas takes the shot. Fended off by Jason Larico. And the freshman makes another blocker save. Kicked out to space. No rebound left behind for Morris Knolls as they go for the change.
Nice stop there by the freshman goalie, Jason Lorico, who really was tested for the first time.
Lorico coming off a 30-save performance against Wayne in the semis. Into the corner they go. Ryerson, one of the leaders of this Morris Knolls team, dispossessed. Soares now behind the nets. Hillsborough trying to get a cycle going. That time the pass was left behind by Forrest. Along the near side boards, knocked down though, taken away by Mike Lorico. As Morris Knolls tries to get it out of its own end, 7:40 left to go here in a scoreless first period of action from the Prudential Center. Shot from distance handled on a hop by Jason Lorico. Will stop play with 7:37 left to go. And a back and forth first period, no score.
Jason Lorico, as we said, only a freshman, 90% save percentage on the year. And that stop he made just about a minute or so ago has got to give him great confidence.
Offensive zone face-off, won back by Murray. Spent some time in the sin bin early on in this first period in the penalty box. It looks like it's going to be called for a hand pass, so the face-off will come out of the zone after Morris Knolls was trying to develop something behind the goal.
Dan, how about this line of Curtis Wolf and Soares? 109 goals, 134 assists. I mean, that is lethal firepower.
I would say that's pretty prolific. They have more points than most teams have this season when it comes to their scoring. Puck batted down and one into space. Westall, one high with the shots. Caroms off into the netting. Once again, it will come out of the zone. 7:14 left to go here in the first. Nice contrast of styles between these two sides. Morris Knolls, a team allowing just about 1.6 goals a game, and Hillsborough averaging 5.9 goals per contest, identical in their average to a team that we'll see in our final game of the evening in Don Bosco Prep. And just like Bosco, Hillsborough looking for that ever-elusive first hockey state championship. Centering pass, no one on the other end. Murray takes it in. Give it off to Jacob Walsh. Back to Murray, puck left behind, a shot in space, a follow-up just wide. Morris Knolls generating some opportunities now to the point. Blocked in front before it can get to Lorico. Icing negated and called off as Morris Knolls will just set up shop behind their net. Great couple of opportunities. The last surge up the ice by the Golden Eagles of Morris Knolls. Looking for that first goal of this Public A Championship final. Locked down to the blue line backwards. And still taken in by Morris Knolls. That time it was Betts trying to bring it forward. Another shot from distance, parried away into the corner by Lorico. Knocked down into the top of the bench for Hillsborough and out of play. Stopping things with 6:02 left to go here in the first.
Gavin Walsh, the defender, taking that long shot from just inside the blue line. That was a shot with a lot of gas on it.
They are testing Lorico, the freshman, early and often. You'd have to think that this is certainly a huge thing for him. Only a freshman trying to lead his team to a state championship, the first in school history.
But think of it, Dan, just a freshman. What a great opportunity. What a great opportunity to get championship game experience in your freshman year. It bodes well for the Raiders over the next several seasons.
As the whistle sounds, as it looked like it was out of the zone, so it was going to be an offsides call. It will be an offensive zone face-off upcoming for Hillsborough. They've had 2 power play opportunities, but have still not put across their first goal of the state final.
Of course, Hillsborough, out of the Skyland Conference, and the Skyland Conference already has a state champion crowned earlier today in the Ridge Red Devils.
Maybe after seeing in the first 2 games, you don't want to be the first team to score. In both instances, the team that has scored first has eventually lost the game. Big hit, sandwiching down inside the neutral zone. That's her Jake DiLoretto was upended behind the play. Now the body being thrown around by both sides, trying to get it up the ice to Mike Giandoli. Giandoli, the senior, with 22 points on the season, dispossessed. Puck left behind. Here's a turnover. Giandoli goes to the net. The pass just a little too high for him.
Puck just kind of skipped over his stick.
Rico tried to glove that one down, but missed the catch. Now behind the nets. Goes down the other way for an icing. Offensive zone face-off upcoming for Morris Knolls. 4:42 left to go in a scoreless first period of play here from the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, the site of the 2019 Public A Championship Final. Morris Knolls, the 2 seed, Hillsborough, the 1. There's a shot. Locked into the corner again by Lorico. That puck lofted back in. Morris Knolls not going for the line change. Instead, it's going to be Swears behind the net. Can't get it out of his own ends. Morris Knolls looking for a deflection inside off the stick of Moskowitz. Taken down, shot from distance, blocked down before it got to Lorico. Once again, this time a soft shot. Lorico will take his glove and decide to stop play. 4:08 left to go, and that's the 7th shot of this first period for Morris Knolls. Only 2 shots for the prolific scoring team in Hillsborough.
Yeah, take a look at Morris Knolls out there, and you might notice the blonde locks coming back from the back of the helmet. They all have the same hair dye. all the players have blonde hair. That's a tradition that was started a few years back when Walt Kuiper was the head coach at Morris Knolls, when they were winning Menin Cups back in 2005, and then, of course, winning again in 12 and 13, the Menin Cup. And Tim Kepler in his 3rd season, that tradition is carried on. Look like clones out there.
Here's an opportunity for the Golden Eagles with the Golden Locks. Cross ice pass, shot, deflected by Lorico. Made the initial save. And that time it was Jacob Walsh looking to pounce on the rebound. Here's another shot. No goal! Rang off the crossbar immediately. The referee ruled no goal as Morris Knolls fans started to celebrate. What a laser beam of a shot, just denied by the iron. Hitting off the crossbar.
Well, the Morris Knolls fans understandably got quite excited, but that one did not light the lamp. What a blistering shot, though.
And immediately the referee did signal no goal. Here's Morris Knolls again off the faceoff in the offensive zone. Murray could not uncork the shot, tied up instead. Morris Knolls might have gotten away from a hook call, as it looked like one of their players had their stick blade inside the jersey of a Hillsborough player. Again, a lot of pressure in front, and the puck's finally taken to space by Swears. Coming up on 3 minutes left to go in a scoreless first. Swears takes the shot. Franchi makes the initial save and will follow it up with another save. After driving to the net was number 14, Brock Forrest.
You know, Franchi once again sharp, able to cover up. And you're right, Dan. Looks like they got away with a hook in front of the Hillsborough goal. So Morris Knolls getting a goal taken away. And then the penalty, well, what could have been a penalty, not called.
End action in the last couple of moments for both sides. Still, we're goal starved here right now. No score. Coming up on 2:50 left to go in the first period. Dan Long, Lou Brogno, happy that you could join us for the Public A Championship Final here on NJ High School Sports Live. Another shot from distance, this time from Betts, easily secured by Lorico.
Morris Knolls coming in 13 wins, 9 losses, 3 ties. It's kind of been an up and down season for the Golden Eagles. They lost in the Menin Cup semis. They were shut out by the eventual Menin Cup champions, the Madison Dodgers, 6-0. That is a very un-Morris Knolls-like performance. But they have made a nice run here in this state tournament.
That one is dumped back into the zone by the Golden Eagles. Morris Knolls, the closest ones so far to garnering that first goal lead. It rang off the crossbar just moments ago. Ruled no goal immediately despite the protests of the faithful in green and gold in the stands here at the Rock. Chasing back to play it was Tim Kepler. Now the outlet to the other side, Eckhoff. Takes a weird bounce, still loose in front. And now Hillsborough skating down the other way, 2-on-2. Here's Curtis. Curtis with the wrister behind the net. Caroms off into space. Trying to center that pass in the high slot. Gets out of the zone. Curtis tried to get on the board there after it was a chaotic couple of moments down to the other ends for the defense of Hillsborough. Dumped in and after it is Renner. Out to center ice. And dumped right back in again as they change up the lines to the Hillsborough Raiders. 21-6-1 on the season. Now Soares, the junior, tied up from behind and scoots out to the near side. Franchi with a poke to get it out into space in the corner as we're coming up on 1 minute remaining in the first. Now behind the net, circling into the near side, Masigas. As it goes over to the near side. Now to center ice. Back in by Renner. Here's Mike Larico. Larico on the far side wing. Reverses, now top. Here's Renner from the point. Takes the shot, diving to make the blocker is Moskowitz. Blocking it before it could get to the keeper. 36 seconds left to go. A fight for it ensues in the corner. Taken behind the net by Masikas. Masikas' pass knocked down. Scoots out to space to Renner. Here's Masikas. The senior reverses it. Open spot. Kick save out to space. Larico forced into service again and makes another save. And will stop play with 11.1 seconds left to go. The 14th shot of this first period for Morris Knolls. They have not gotten one past the freshman, Jason Larico.
But the shots are piling up for the Golden Eagles, as you mentioned. 14 shots. They've outshot the Raiders 14-3. We talked about Hillsborough's prolific offense, but it's really been all Morris Knolls in this first period. They have been swarming in front of the Hillsborough goal.
Curtis and Murray, a pair of 10s, taking the face-off in the offensive zone for Morris Knolls, won by the Golden Eagles. Here's a chance late in the period. Murray trying to get it found inside his equipment. He'll carry him out to the point here, trying to beat the buzzer, and the shot won't get through to Larico. And an exciting first period of hockey. Morris Knolls generating much more offensive opportunities, outshooting Hillsborough 14-3. But still, we remain scoreless after one period of play, Lou.
Yeah, Hillsborough having difficulty moving Morris Knolls away from the front part, from directly in front of their own goal. Morris Knolls is just kind of camped out there in the first period. That's why they've been getting so many shot opportunities, many of those shot opportunities coming on deflections and rebounds.
So as we head to the first intermission here, as you're watching the 2019 NJSIAA New Jersey Devils Hockey Championships, after one, it's no score between Morris Knolls and Hillsborough here at the Public A Championship, as you're watching NJ High School Sports Live, powered by Local Live. Welcome back, everybody, to the start of the second period of play, just moments away in this 2019 NJSIAA New Jersey Devils Hockey Championship. We are contesting the Public A Championship Final between second-seeded Morris Knolls in green and top-seeded Hillsborough in white. We are scoreless, Lou, after the first 15 minutes of action. A first period that was dominated, quite frankly, by Morris Knolls, outshooting Hillsborough 14-3. Still, no difference in the score.
The big difference in that first period, Morris Knolls was able to get position in front of the Hillsborough goal time and time again. The Raiders need to be able to move some of those bodies away from just in front of the crease to give Jason Larico, their outstanding freshman goalkeeper, a better opportunity, because if they allow Morris Knolls to camp out there throughout the rest of the game, Golden Eagles sooner or later are going to be able to poke some rebounds in.
Quiet first period of action for Jude Curtis, number 10 for Hillsborough, the junior, who comes into today's game with 56 goals, 55 assists for a statewide best 111 points. We'll see if number 10 will get things going. He'll take the opening face-off at center ice as we are at the Prudential Center in downtown Newark as the second period is underway here in the 2019 Public A Final.
Well, Hillsborough with just those 3 shots in that first period, and we should mention this Morris Knolls defense has given up less than 2 goals in 17 games this season, only 4 total in the postseason. Of course, a lot of that attributed to their outstanding goalkeeper, Ty Franchi, but good defense in front of him as well.
Here's a shot from the point, ricocheted into the corner. I don't know if Larico saw that one now in the high slot. He will blocker this one into the far corner. Great start to this second period already for Morris Knolls. Couple of prime shot opportunities, camping out on the offensive end. Now on the far wing it goes to Murray. Murray spins around, leaves the puck from behind. Still possessing the puck, getting it behind the net. Morris Knolls trying to leave it behind. Rubino. Worked around over to the near side to Walsh. Walsh blocked away. As again, it was a power play for Morris Knolls to begin this period. 2-on-1 the other way. And almost a shorthanded goal opportunity. Great save by Franchi.
Again, that was 2/3 of that line. Jason Wolf and, of course, Curtis.
Dazzling stick work there by Walsh. Walsh poked into the corner, though. Here's another shot, and getting a piece of it was Larico. Maybe with the butt end of his stick. Curtis in the open ice, using all that speed to his advantage. Drags the puck from behind. Franchi gets a stop on it. Active going here in the first. 20 seconds remaining on the power play for Morris Knolls. They take the shot, and again, waffled away into the corner by Larico. And Hillsborough will clear it down the other end. So opportunities abound here, Lou, for both sides to begin this period of play.
Action end-to-end here at the early stages of this second period. And that was a great moment right there with Jude Curtis coming in on Ty Franchi. Franchi winning the battle that time.
Looks like it might have been a case of an errant whistle by the linesman, as the power play is still 7 seconds remaining. Should not have been icing. As it will be a face-off in the offensive end for Hillsborough. 5 shots in the game for the Raiders, 14 for Morris Knolls officially on the scoreboard. As the official is going over to talk to head coach Tim Kepler of Morris Knolls, trying to explain why this faceoff is going to come to the right side of his goalie, Ty Franchi. 20 saves with 1 goal allowed against Paramus in the semifinals. 44 saves, the season high against Randolph earlier this season. And has only allowed 3 goals throughout this entire tournament play. Morris Knolls up and out as we are even strength now after Hillsborough kills off successfully the penalty. Worked around to the far side, taken on the boards. Shot skewered in front, knocked down before it got to Larico. Loved down again at the blue line by Morris Knolls, fanning on the shot attempt. Now bodied up behind the net. Recollected instead by Mike Larico. but still not up and out. His brother makes the save in tight. So Ayers skates it out to space. 2-on-1 developing the other way for Hillsborough. Could not get the pass over, though, to Pantry, number 3, who was lurking in front of Franchi. The Raiders with Soares takes the shot. Glove down and held on by Ty Franchi. Stopping play with 12:18 remaining here in a scoreless second period.
Well, shots are now 15-6 in favor of Morris Knolls. And they pretty much have picked up where they left off after that first period. They're continuing to get positional advantage in front of the goal.
Another offensive zone faceoff upcoming for Hillsborough. One backwards by Jason Wolf, number 22. Behind the net, collecting that is Singley. Weathers the storm, takes the hit. Interception here, though, by Wolf. Dangerous right down the middle of the slot, deflected in front. Knocked away by Franchi, lurking on the other side. Hillsborough, another attempt and another save in tight by Ty Franchi. Great couple of moments there for Hillsborough to strike for the first goal. Franchi will deny them.
Well, without question, that's the save of the game by Ty Franchi, as Curtis had an open net to shoot at, and he blasted one. Franchi, quick as a cat, was able to get over there and make the play.
Couple of sloppy moments there for Morris Knolls, and they survive it. Still scoreless, 11:55 left to go here in the second from the Prudential Center. The Public Aid Championship. Dan Long, Lou Brogno, happy that you could join us here on NJ High School Sports Live, powered by Local Live. Dumping it in, chasing after it is Sean Murray. Murray bodied up by Palmer. Palmer getting it up top to Wolf. Wolf generated those offensive opportunities a couple of moments ago. Skating and centering that pass was Curtis. Curtis trying to track down Singley from behind. Palmer getting a piece of it, negating the icing that would have happened the other way. Good hustle in pursuit of the puck. Centering pass. Morris Knolls scores! The hustle play leads to the open goal in front for number 10, Sean Murray, who's our first goal scorer of this Public Aid Championship. 1-0. Morris Knolls here with 11:17 left to go in the second.
Well, Murray, his 18th goal of the season, and he blasted that one. It was a beautiful feed in front, just a gorgeous pass. Here it is one more time, and that pass delivered by Jacob Walsh. For Walsh, his 17th assist of the year. And it was a great shot, obviously, by Murray, but really the play was by Walsh. What a pass by Walsh.
And on the other side of the rink, we saw that it was number 44, Matt Palmer of Hillsborough, got a piece of it. That negated what would have been an icing call. And then adding on, it was the hustle by Walsh that kept the play alive. Now Morris Knolls looking for more. The wrister just high of the glove hand side. Behind the net goes Morris Knolls. So the Golden Eagles leading 1-0 in their third ever appearance in the state final. They are 2-0 prior to this year. Trying to make it a perfect 3-for-3 in the hockey state championship game. Winning their last state title back in 2014 against Bridgewater Raritan, icing the call here. So a fortunate bounce off the stick of Matt Palmer allowed non-icing to be the situation. Walsh on the assist to Sean Murray. Murray's 18th of the season, as you mentioned, Lou. And Morris Knolls was so close to generating that first goal in the first. They deserve it here to start the second. Hillsborough trailing now as Curtis is behind the cage. We'll see how this team that's making their first ever appearance in a state final will fare with a little adversity staring them in the face.
Yeah, gut check time for the Raiders.
Lofted down the other way. Collected by Jack Spitzer. Spitzer rolls it around to the near side glass. Stepping up in the slot. Here's an opportunity again for Morris Knolls. Trying to chip it out in front was Garrick Eckhoff. Over to the near side it goes. Shouldering the hits was Matt Palmer. Palmer, the senior, who had an assist in the semifinals against Wayne, trying to get his offense going. Jason Wolf now dumping it in as Hillsborough will change some things up. They'll go to their bench. Only 7 shots right now credited to Hillsborough, a team that averages just under 6 goals a game. Spitzer rolls it around to the near side. Left over for Brock Forrest. Knocked away by Kieran Regan. There's Palmer. Centering pass. Out to the point. Back. Knocked down. A high slot. Morris Knolls clogging up the passing and shooting lanes as it rolls around behind the net. Over to the near side. Spits out into space. And here comes Morris Knolls countering the other way. Leaving off and chasing in hot pursuit is Moskowitz. Left behind to Regan to the far side. Regan bodied up. Behind the net it goes to Palmer. Stick left behind by a Golden Eagle. That will allow the good dazzling moves of Mike Lorico. Lorico bringing it up the ice. Head of steam in front of him. Nice space. He'll center that one right to the side of the net and trying to punch it right past Franchi. Franchi finally, no, still not being able to cover it inside the crease. Squirts out to space to Lorico. Franchi without his stick for a moment. Caroms out into the corner, up into the blue line. Still loose. Good opportunities here presenting itself for Hillsborough. Trying to strike for their first goal, it's Brock Forrest. Soares deflected into the netting behind play. We'll take a breath with 8:08 left to go here in the second. Hillsborough starting to get a little more aggressive in presenting those opportunities on offense, but they trail 1-0.
Well, you can see Hillsborough certainly possesses a tremendous amount of speed out there on the ice. And they certainly have the advantage, I think, in that department. Where Morris Knolls has the advantage is in their physicality.
Here's another shot through traffic. Franchi getting a blocker on it. As that time it came from Robert Renner, number 7. Now up to 10 shots in the game for Hillsborough. Big hit delivered by Renner, knocking his man off the puck. Cross crease pass, knocked down. Here comes Curtis. All that speed for number 10. Backhanded behind the net. Giandoli tried to track it down. Wolf missing on the hit at center ice. Morris Knolls chasing in after it. They lead 1-0. 7:30 left to go here in the second period of the Public A state final. Morris Knolls looking for what would be their third state title in program history. Hillsborough making their first ever appearance in the hockey state championship game. Deflected and put in on the follow-up and a score! Morris Knolls tacking on their lead, and the Golden Eagles now double their advantage to 2-0.
And again, it's the physicality of Morris Knolls attacking the goal, bodying up in front. There's the initial shot and then tapped in. Let's see who actually got the puck. It might have been number 10, which would be Sean Murray. Both Murray and Jacob Walsh were there, but I think it was Murray who actually got his stick on it to tap it home.
If it was Murray, then that's his second goal of this state final. Jacob Walsh was also in the vicinity. But regardless, before we find out who officially it is, Morris Knolls doubles their advantage to 2-0 as the 2 seed taking control here with 7 minutes remaining in the second. Sean Murray, as you called, Lou, is the goal scorer. Murray gets credited with the goal, with Jacob Walsh right there with the assist.
Well, now Hillsborough down by 2. Let's see how the Raiders react. They certainly have the offensive firepower to get right back in it, but it'll be interesting to see if they can avoid panicking at this point.
A team that scored 165 goals on the season coming into tonight's final. Another deflection in front. Lorico getting a piece of it and finally will swallow things up in the side of the net. Stopping play with 6:30 left to go in the second. Morris Knolls leading 2-0, out shooting Hillsborough 19-10 in the state final.
And you hate to keep hammering the same point across constantly, but it's doubtful that Hillsborough has really seen the kind of physicality that Morris Knolls provides against them, outside of perhaps Ridge, a fellow Skyland Conference opponent. Red Devils, a fairly physical team themselves, but Morris Knolls, night in and night out, banging against the opponents of the men in division.
This is the second matchup in a state final today between a team from the Skyland and the Menin. Here's an opportunity for more, and a goal! He shoots and scores! Garrick Eckhoff! And it's all Morris Knolls now, 3-0 with 6:06 remaining here in the second period.
And that was just brilliant execution by Morris Knolls. What a shot by Garrick Eckhoff as he was heading down to the ice. This kid's only a sophomore, and that was just a masterful shot as he was heading down towards the ice, slipping, and he still was able to get enough mustard on that shot.
And it looks like a timeout taken by head coach Chris Tommins of Hillsborough as he's trying to settle the troops. His team is now facing a 3-goal deficit after there was no score in the first period. Morris Knolls striking for 3 goals here with 6:06 still remaining in the second. And as we were making mention of right before that goal by Eckhoff, the second meeting between a Skylands and a Menin Division opponent. The first one earlier today, our first game, went the way of the Skyland representative in Ridge upending Randolph. Now the Menin Division trying to bring home a state championship team here today. Morris Knolls in great position, Lou.
Remember, Morris Knolls' last state championship came against a Skyland Conference team as well, Bridgewater Raritan in 2014. And then their first state title in 2005 actually came against their fellow Menin Division rivals, Randolph.
And the Morris Knolls faithful that have come out in huge numbers here tonight, wearing their yellow and green, have a lot to be thankful for and in celebration of a 3-0 lead here at the Rock. Hillsborough trying to respond immediately after the timeout.
Well, if you're the Raiders, look, you need one. Get one here.
And they're going to say no goal. That was going to be one, but it was played into the net with a high stick. So Hillsborough trying to say that they had it underneath the crossbar, which is what you need for it to be a legal goal. But the referee immediately waving off the goal, saying that it was played with a high stick. With the deflection into that, it will remain 3-0, and the faceoff will go all the way to the other end of the ice in the offensive end for Morris Knolls.
You saw Ty Franchi right away start waving his arms like, no, that's no goal. And that would have been a huge one for the Raiders.
Walsh has that wrister trickle off the glove of Larico. That would have been a perfect response for Hillsborough immediately following their timeout.
And again, to reiterate for Hillsborough, look, you're not going to get 3 goals on one shot. Just get one, settle down. You still have plenty of time, 5.5 minutes remaining in the second period.
Just try to chip away at things here. The deficit being 3, 5:36 remaining in the second. Jude Curtis and his high-scoring Hillsborough side still scoreless at the Prudential Center. Laid over to the near side. Now taken up as Jason Quessel tries to maneuver in. Walsh, an assist on that second goal. Pinching, allows the space. Here's the drive to the net. Backhander, scores! Morris Knolls can't be denied. And the lead swells to 4 with 5:09 remaining here in the second.
Well, a marvelous move by Jason Questel as he just kind of moved the puck back and forth with his stick, and then at the last second, flicked it past the goalie, Jason Larico.
Got in tight and pushed it right past the freshman. A 4-0 lead for Morris Knolls. They outshot Hillsborough 14-3 in the first period, but had nothing to show for it. That has not been the case here in the second, scoring all 4 of their goals in the second period of play. As Franchi will cover up the puck. Westel, a sophomore, scoring his 7th goal of the season, 24th point of the year. Give him a goal and 2 assists in tournament play. And now things looking dire for Hillsborough as their fans trying to get their team back in it. down by 4.
Well, Hillsborough has to think in the terms of, let's get one goal here before the end of this period. Try to get back into the game.
Good defensive play there made by Gavin Walsh, number 2, just moments before the puck got to Franchi. It was a 2-on-1 developing with Curtis, and he had a teammate lurking on the opposite end, but it was Walsh, Lou, who knocked it down and knocked the pass attempt down with his skate blade, preventing what would have been a bang-bang opportunity right in front. It's those little things. That's what's made the formula for success this year for Morris Knolls, despite being 13-9-3 in the year, allowing less than 2 goals a game. Here's a shot from Soares. Puck sent around the near side corner. Knocked down to the boards, winning that puck back. As Morris Knolls the other way. Bodied into the glass was Derek Coleman, number 42. Palmer knocks over Walsh as Walsh sends the pass along the boards. Soares. As we approach 4 minutes left to go. Wins back possession of the puck at center ice. Dispossessed though. Here comes Morris Knolls, 3-on-2 developing. Walsh's shot, deflected. Knocked down and sent the other way by Hillsborough, who are trying to get a 2-on-1 of their own. Soares in pursuit. And a penalty. Looks like it's going to be a hooking call from behind. And things getting worse for Hillsborough. They'll now have to go to the penalty box in a power play upcoming for Morris Knolls with 3:49 left to go here in the second.
Well, obviously, this is a huge penalty kill upcoming for the Raiders. They can ill afford to give up any more goals as they're already down by 4. And Morris Knolls can really put the hammer down here if they can score on this opportunity.
Golden Eagles started the second on the power play, a penalty that occurred at the tail end of the first. Out to the point. Working along to the far side was Kepler. Back to Kepler. Kepler takes the shot. Blocked into the corner. Up and out of the zone by Hillsborough as Kepler will trace it. Try to collect from Franchi. 30 seconds gone by in the man advantage. 3:18 left to go in the second. 4 unanswered goals here in the second by Morris Knolls have staked the Golden Eagles out to a 4-0 lead in the Public Aid Championship. Hillsborough once again right out of their own zone. They'll get a change as well if they want it. Coleman will collect. He'll skate the puck up to the near side. Stepping up to make the intercept was Jake DiLoretto. Nothing going so far here, Lou, on this power play for Morris Knolls. Good work by Hillsborough.
The Raiders doing exactly what they need to do so far, but still 50 seconds to go.
Coleman will set it up with a long-distance pass, knocked down at the skate blades. Masigas dumped in behind the net. Chasing after it, kicking it into space is Matt Palmer. Palmer holding on to it, 30 seconds remaining on the power play, and the linesman doing a great job of ducking to get out of harm's way after that puck was soaring at his vicinity.
Wow. Talk about quick reaction.
28 seconds remaining on the power play for Morris Knolls. 2:16 remaining in the second period. Morris Knolls out shooting Hillsborough, doubling them up 22-11. Cross ice to the near side, knocked down, good initial save. And the rebound skewered into the corner. Larico making that stop. Wessel was looking to go back-to-back with goals. Wraparound attempt, no good. Here's Curtis, 1-on-3. Plenty of open ice in front of him. Trying to get past the defense, he does, takes the shot. He's trying to call for a penalty from behind. Good defensive work there by Morris Knolls.
That's impressive speed by Curtis.
Here's a turnover and a shot. Score! Jude Curtis gets Hillsborough on the board for the first ever goal in a state final for the Hillsborough Raiders. How appropriate that it comes off the stick of number 10, Jude Curtis.
Well, Curtis is rewarded for that previous effort. Tremendous speed. And here, no chance for Franchi as Curtis was camped out to the right of the Morris Knolls goaltender, and he just blasted it home. Gigantic goal for the Raiders. And that gives Hillsborough a little bit of life now heading towards that third period.
Jude Curtis scoring a state-best 57th goal of the season, giving him 112 points on the year off the assist from Layden Sowers. And Hillsborough finally stops the bleeding and gets back in this game, trailing 4-1. 1:25 left to go in the second. Now Morris Knolls trying to control behind the net to DiLoretto. Puck skips free. DiLoretto again trying to poke at it in front. Now up to the blue line, it goes to Gavin Walsh. Flex out in front again, and this time it's going to be the stop made by Larico, and a lot of pushing and shoving in front of the nets, and it looks like we might be getting a penalty at the conclusion of that play.
And it looks like it'll be on Morris Knolls, which is going to give Hillsborough a great opportunity here. Eric Eckhoff slams his stick in the penalty box. And a great opportunity here for Hillsborough. The Raiders with 1:06. If they can steal another goal here, they'll only be down by 2 heading into the third.
I'm guessing, Lou, that Eckhoff disagreed with that referee's call.
I would think so.
The understatement of all time there, slamming the lumber and broke his stick, actually.
Broke his stick.
So he has a broken stick in the penalty box, and now the power play for Hillsborough with 1:06 remaining here in the second. 4-1 lead for Morris Knolls. Hillsborough just scored moments ago, courtesy of their main man, Jude Curtis. Sowers, who had the assist on the goal, trying to bring it down the other way. Franchi will cover things up. 1:45 remaining in the power play, only 51 seconds remaining in the period. Morris Knolls scoring 4 times here in the second. Hillsborough just got on the board for the first time. Their 166th goal as a team this season. And as you said, Lou, another goal here just even before the end of the period would be huge for Hillsborough and maybe garnering back momentum in this game.
Yeah, psychologically, it would be gigantic for the Raiders. It would make them feel like, hey, we can play with this team, and we've got a shot.
Walsh will win possession of the puck. Try to pitchfork it back the other way. And it's going to be whistled and played outside the zone. 44 seconds left to go in the second. 4-1 lead for Morris Knolls. Again, because of the lack of the necessary amount of players at Morris Hills, they combined this season to have one hockey program between Morris Knolls and Morris Hills, playing under the banner of Morris Knolls and the school colors.
That's a great merger, by the way, Dan. Morris Hills had some good success.
Here's an opportunity in front, and Walsh soars that shot wide of the net. It was all by his lonesome in front. Now the other way goes Hillsborough on the man advantage, and stopping once and then twice was Franchi. There's another shot, and the slap shot is saved by Franchi. Active finish to this period for Hillsborough. A couple of great opportunities on the power play.
Morris Knolls hangs on to win this game. Remember those 2 saves by Franchi right there, keeping Hillsborough off the board.
Again, Hillsborough only had 3 shots on goal at the end of the first. They're up to 17 here, the tail end of the second period. But only one has gotten past Ty Franchi, one of the best netminders in all of New Jersey. Morris Knolls trying to hold on here. Here's another shot inside, and Franchi once again diving ahead to put a glove on it, stopping that threat with 2.2 on the clock. Here in the second, 56 seconds remaining on the power play for Hillsborough. We'll change it up, have a new man facing off. As Morris Knolls will deaden that. Sails over the shoulder blade of Franchi, and two periods have gone by here. As Hillsborough finally gets on the board in their first state final, but Morris Knolls lose strikes for 4 goals in that second to take a commanding 4-1 lead after 2.
Well, obviously a dominating second period for Morris Knolls, but the bright spot for Hillsborough, they are making some waves offensively towards the tail end of that second period. They have closed the gap in shots, 25-18, so they're playing much better, much crisper offensively, still down by 3.
Morris Knolls 15 minutes away from their first state title since 2014 and their 3rd state title in school history. You're watching the 2019 NJSIAA New Jersey Devils Hockey Championships here on NJ High School Sports Live, powered by Local Live. Welcome back, everybody, to the start of the third period of the 2019 Public A State Final between Morris Knolls and Hillsborough. Morris Knolls leads by a score of 4-1, all 5 goals by both teams coming in that second period of play. Dan Long joined alongside by Lou Brogno, and Morris Knolls was dominant, scoring the first 4 goals, really cleaning up in front, defensively staunch. But Hillsborough scoring that late goal, giving them hope. They're still going to have 54 seconds remaining on a power play from the end of the second period. How key is that start for the third period going to be for Hillsborough to try to claw their way back in this game?
Well, Dan, let's not pull any punches. Hillsborough, you don't want to say they have to score. It would behoove the Raiders to score here in the first 54 seconds of this third period. They have a power play opportunity. A goal would draw them to within 2. You just don't know how many opportunities you're going to get over the next 15 minutes to score goals. So this is a very important first minute of play as we head into the third here.
Hillsborough got on the board courtesy of their do-everything star, Jude Curtis, scoring the goal to make it 4-1. 54 seconds remain on the man advantage as we're about to get underway the start of the third. Morris Knolls in their green, Hillsborough in their white, and the third period is underway here from the Prudential Center in downtown Newark, New Jersey. The Raiders trying to play it behind. Jandoli was leaving it for Wolf. 2-on-1. Winning the possession back is Hillsborough. Curtis on the near side boards. Skates the space. Tries to loft that wrister. Deflected into the netting, out of play. 28 seconds remaining on the power play for Hillsborough. Hillsborough won 10-0 in the round of 16, 7-3 in the quarters, and 4-2 in the semis to make their first ever state finals appearance. Here's Jacob Walsh. Short-handed the other way. Walsh had a beautiful assist on the second goal of the game for Sean Murray. He's erased behind the play. Now Hillsborough the other way with under 10 on the power play. Here's Curtis. Tough angle, trying to get that one over the shoulder blades of Franchi. Goes down the other way and time expired. Successful penalty kill there for Morris Knolls.
Boy, Curtis' speed up and down the ice. Impressive, isn't it?
That accounts for his 112 points on the season. One of the fastest players in all of New Jersey. So Ayers playing it up top. Here again was Curtis. Bad angle shot taken by Wolf. Here come the shots aplenty now. Trying to get back in this game is Hillsborough. Morris Knolls known for their defensive acumen, making the stops. 13:30 left to go in regulation. Open ice now developing a 2-on-1. Spearing that one ahead was Andrew Ryan. Into the corner it goes. Collecting that puck was DiLoretto. DiLoretto reverses it over to the near side. Back to DiLoretto behind the net. Centering pass knocked away. Larico now has it. Tries to split the double team. Gets it out in space. Now a whistle sounds. So it looks like... Don't know what the call is as they were having the referee come over to the scores table. Looks like a penalty is going to be the case against Hillsborough. Might be too many men on the ice, as we saw maybe the point of 6 fingers from our official.
Yeah, they pointed Andrew Eli over to the box. He was kind of like, why me? But he heads over there, and this is big for Morris Knolls. Opportunity for them now.
Golden Eagles with the power play here. 13:03 left to go in regulation. Morris Knolls on top 4-1. Murray looking for the hat trick here in the state final. Skated to space in the give and go. Just deflected off the stick blade of James Betts into the corner. Betts now behind the net to Walsh. Walsh bodied off the puck. Murray wins and collects. Bounces it up top. Westall behind the net. Forcing that one again was Walsh. Making the save in tight quarters was Jason Lareco. Larico making another stop. 1:30 left to go on the power play for Morris Knolls.
A huge penalty kill here for Hillsborough. A goal here by the Golden Eagles really could seal the deal. Already up by 3.
Great turnouts by both student bodies. Both schools, we very impressed with the numbers here for Hillsborough and for Morris Knolls.
And great school spirit by the student bodies as well. Some dueling cheers between the Morris Knolls fans and the Hillsborough student body as well.
Murray with it, gets crunched into the corner by Palmer. Murray still slow to get up to his feet behind the play. As Matt Palmer delivered the boom. No penalty on the play. As again, Murray is hurt down on the ice behind the play, stopping the action with 1:02 left to go in the third. 12:07 left to go in regulation. 1:02 on the power play, I should say.
And Sean Murray's still down on the ice as they come out to try to attend to him. Hopefully okay and not anything serious.
It was definitely a hard hit delivered by Palmer in that corner as he went one-on-one with Sean Murray, who's been the hero in this game for Morris Knolls, scoring 2 of the Golden Eagles' 4 goals in this state final.
And he is up, so that is good to see. And now he skates off the ice. Grabbing at the back of his neck, but thank goodness he's okay. He took quite a shot into the boards.
After the stoppage, it will be 1 minute and 2 seconds left to go on the Morris Knolls man advantage. 12:07 left to go in regulation. 4-1 the lead for Morris Knolls. They scored the game's first 4 goals before Hillsborough eventually got on the board. This is the first time that Hillsborough has ever advanced to a state final in ice hockey. Curtis steals the puck back. Look at the speed on display for number 10, backhander. Knocked away by Franchi. Even when it's like a 1-on-3 or even a 1-on-4, Curtis is so dangerous and fun to watch.
He's got a gift. Imagine being able to skate like that.
Here's Curtis into the corner. Morris Knolls advancing the puck up. Drops in behind the net. Played backwards by DiLoretto. Trying to connect once again with DiLoretto. Skewered aside by Wolf, but not out of the zone, and forcing Larico to make the save with the glove hand. 17 seconds remaining on the power play.
You watch Curtis move up and down the ice. It's just like he glides up and down the ice. It almost looks effortless.
The junior now with 8 goals and 9 assists in this tournament alone. Again, those are numbers some people would love for an entire season. Hillsborough dumps it in and chases after it with Soares. Kepler behind his own net for Morris Knolls. Over to the near side. And coming right out of the penalty box was Eli. Even strength 5-on-5 hockey with 10:55 left to go here in the third in the Public A Championship Final. Morris Knolls, the 2 seed, leading the top seed Hillsborough 4-1, and a big reason why, that man, number 1, Ty Franchi, with another glove save, stopping play.
Well, Franchi, again, seeing the puck all the way. That one might have been a little bit off of the goal, off of the cage, but Franchi able to glove it easily.
There's another save for Franchi. Give Franchi 21 saves on the evening. Now for this tournament, Lou, 61 saves with only 3 goals allowed in this, the 4th game of this Public A Championship tournament.
Hillsborough's been able to get off 22 shots, but just that 1 goal.
Doing a lot of that work in the second and also in the third, seeing that they only had 3 shots on goal in the first period alone. Drop down the other way on net. Larico will have to take care of it. It's played behind the net. Now up and out of the zone the other way. Looks like it's going to be the area of icing. 10:19 left to go in the third. It's the third of 4 state finals being housed here at Prudential Center in Newark. Our nightcap will be the big one. Non-public final. Del Barton, the number 2 team in the state number 1 Don Bosco Prep, as the Ironmen look for their first ever state championship. Right off the face-off win, another save by Larico.
Dan, they're looking for their first ever state title, and in order to achieve that goal, they will have to defeat Del Barton 4 times in the same season, which would be a remarkable feat.
As Del Barton, known for being the kings of New Jersey hockey, and fanning on that opportunity was Jason Wolf with Franchi down. Just could not get good wood on it. A missed opportunity there for Hillsborough to climb to within 2 on a would-be goal by Wolf.
Well, once again, though, Franchi with the initial outstanding save, and then at the other end, Larico able to hang on as well.
Face-off won back by Curtis. Up and out of the Hillsborough zone. 9:50 left to go here in the third. 4-1 lead for Morris Knolls. Looking for what would be their 3rd state championship in program history. Hillsborough making their first ever finals appearance and looking for their first ever state title.
It's a program in Morris Knolls that also has won 4 Menin Cup titles, including back-to-back 2012 and 13. So that's a pretty nice resume. If they would win here today, that would be 3 state championships and 4 Menin Cup titles. It's impressive work.
Kepler lofts it into the corner. Take it up. The pass outlet to Wolf. Wolf getting it up top to Larico. Larico sends it in behind Franchi, who handles the puck. Up and out of the end by Morris Knolls, and that will be icing the other way. As both teams icing the puck in the last couple of moments. 9:01 left to go here in the third. Still a 4-1 lead. And it's interesting seeing where this Hillsborough program was just only a couple of seasons ago, Lou, that they won 6 games, 6-12-3 overall, and in a couple years' time under new coach Chris Tommins, in his 2nd season, they've made it all the way here to the Prudential Center. There's Murray, the shot. Locked down by Larico into the corner. Murray again, 2 goals here tonight in the state final for Morris Knolls, the first 2 goals of the game. Mike Larico around to the near side glass. Layden Soares. Pass is knocked down. Westall in on Larico. Makes another save. The freshman netminder. As Hillsborough has it at center ice. Now dispossessed by DiLoretta. Turnover forced at the blue line. Quick change made by Hillsborough's defense. Banged off the boards to the near side. Masigas upended by Palmer. Palmer, the physical force on defense for Hillsborough here today. Knocked down, and Curtis throws the body. Masigas, 3-on-2 developing for Morris Knolls the other way. Masigas takes it far wide. Now curling behind the net. Rubbed out by Curtis. Curtis throwing the body the last couple of possessions. Here comes Jude Curtis. Curtis, wrister shot, and a save by Franchi. Covering things up with 7:24 left to go here in the third period of action.
Well, another blistering shot by Curtis, but he could not get any elevation on that shot. It kind of just hugged the ice, and that made it an easy play for Ty Franchi.
Wolf trying to track it down in space. Tipped out in front. Andrew Ryan chasing after it now for Morris Knolls. Time running out here for Hillsborough as we're coming up on 7 minutes left, and they're down by 3. Another glove save by Franchi. Going to have to put a little tougher shot on the net there to best Ty Franchi, the senior. Only 15 goals, including this one today, and he has allowed all season long. Number one has been a brick wall for Coach Tim Kepler. Up and out of their own zone, knocked down as Dylan Idland trying to pass it over. Now behind the net goes Morris Knolls, trying to work it up the boards. Gavin Walsh trying to get it right back. Backhanded, good save in tight by Larico. Robbing James Betts, trying to get his first goal in the state final.
Well, the future certainly looks bright for Hillsborough, though. Jason Larico is only a freshman in goal. Curtis will be back next year. Players like Leighton Soares will be back as well. Jason Wolf, they're all juniors. So this is a team that has great potential in the 2019-20 season as well.
Rico seeing that one. Player jumping out in front of him, and he makes the save.
Yeah, this experience here today, Dan, playing at the Prudential Center can only serve them very well, even if they come up on the short end of this score.
21-win season for Hillsborough, and again, credit to Chris Tommins, the former offensive standout at Bridgewater Raritan. He's their head man in his second season. He has made them into an offensive power and has guided them here to the promised land, trying to find its way home. Coming up against a very strong and experienced Morris Knolls side here tonight. Walsh, one of those leaders, the senior. But the team in points coming into this one with 28. Here's Walsh trying to get his own goal. Lofting it high and wide. Curls around to the near side board. 6:15 left to go. Soares on the far wing. Curling around, wrap around, bouncing in front, and Franchi hops on top of it before he can knock off a potential skate blade back towards him. 6:07 left to go in the third. Still 4-1 lead for Morris Knolls. No goals so far here in the third, Lou, after 5 combined goals scored in the second. That one chipped up into the air and into the glove hands of Franchi.
Seems like everything that comes Franchi's way, he just grabs. Pretty tough tonight to get anything by the senior goalkeeper.
What a way to close out a great varsity career here. Could finish this one off. Franchi and company hoisting the hardware and winning a state title where the New Jersey Devils call home. Singley dumps it down the other way, and both teams a little sloppier here in the third, has been trying those extra long passes where many have ended in an automatic icing.
Well, Hillsborough taking a couple of extra chances, maybe pulling the trigger a little quicker than they usually would, trailing by 3 goals.
Offensive zone face-off. Soares winning it into the slot. Curtis, immediately the defensive attention coming to him. You can see that he's been scouted, as Coach Kepler's side has kept him under control. Curtis does have the lone goal this evening for Hillsborough on a turnover. Here's Curtis. Splitting the double team, going towards the net. Franchi makes the save.
Oh, what a move by Curtis, though, to split 2 defenders.
Trying to backhand it out of the zone. Hillsborough gloves it down.
But Franchi just been stifling in the crease here tonight.
A couple times we've seen here tonight, Lou, Curtis's ability to split double teams or even a triple team. He has never really been able to just operate one-on-one here this evening. It's a credit to the defensive game plan for Morris Knolls. Here's a shot from the points, and again, blocked away by Franchi. Kicked it over into space. We're approaching 4.5 minutes left to go in the third. Palmer, easily handled. Another glove save and a beaut for Ty Franchi of Morris Knolls, as the Golden Eagles 4:31 away from their third state title.
Well, Franchi with 26 saves in this game. And some have been brilliant.
That time the shot going high of the net. Karam's out to the far side. Play to the near side. James Betts tries to track it down. Instead, it's taken up by Hillsborough and sent back in by Morris Knolls. Nathan Wolf, number 29, had a piece of it. Love down getting a piece of that one was Morris Knolls and Dylan Idland. Mike Larico plays that one backwards, but nobody lurking. Taken in by Gavin Walsh of Morris Knolls. 3:50 left to go in the third. Morris Knolls trying to win for the first time since 2014. Bad angle, and that time it ate up Franchi. Didn't know where the rebound went to. Went to the far side. Now Hillsborough behind the net. Up top to the point. Renner. A lot of traffic in front. Franchi decides to dive out of his own crease to stop play. They didn't like where this was headed. 3:25 left to go in the third.
Hillsborough has closed the gap on shots. They've been outshot 34-28, but they just can't get anything by Franchi. And not too many opponents have been able to do that this year.
There's another save by Franchi. Again, jaw-dropping numbers. Coming into this one, Franchi allowed only 14 goals all season. Here's a 2-on-1. Walsh leaving it behind, and a score! There's the hat trick for Sean Murray. Unselfish dish from Jacob Walsh. And Morris Knolls extends their lead to 5-1.
And how sweet is that for Sean Murray, who was shaken up on that blistering check into the boards a little bit earlier. He comes back onto the ice and blasts one past Jason Larico. Beautiful execution by the Golden Eagles. And that is the cherry on top, as they have slammed the door now on the Raiders and go up 5-1.
Sean Murray scoring a hat trick in the Public A state final here at Prudential Center. Talk about that experience for Sean Murray, the senior. His third goal of the game, 20th of the season. It now gives him 5 games of 2 or more goals. Had a goal in the semifinals against Paramus. And Morris Knolls, what a performance here on the biggest stage of the Public A state final.
And 3 seniors from Morris Knolls playing in their final game with terrific efforts tonight. Jacob Walsh, the senior forward. Of course, it was Sean Murray with the hat trick, and Ty Franchi in his last game and goal for the Golden Eagles.
The backbone of what will be a state championship team with 2.5 minutes left to go. First hat trick of the day here at the Rock. And our third game goes to Sean Murray. As Morris Knolls sends it down the other way for Jason Larico to cover up and stop play with 2:12 left to go.
Sean Murray with 20 goals on the season now. 20 goals and 8 assists.
I think it's safe to say that this co-op with Morris Hills has worked out very nicely this year.
Well, we were talking earlier, it's a nice combination. Morris Hills, one of the better small school programs in the state. They actually won a Haas Cup within the last 6-7 years. And they did a nice job there, the Scarlet Knights of Morris Hills.
There's a shot with some pressure in front, and nice job by Larico of making the save.
But the numbers dwindled at Morris Hills with their program, and so it's a nice scenario, I think, to put Morris Hills and Morris Knolls together.
Playing right now out of the points on defense is one of those players, Joe Rubino. He was the captain of Morris Hills, and this says something about him and the whole Morris Knolls program together, that you could be so welcoming and also just gel completely as a team. There's not many egos, and You work your way to a dream finish here. Another save made by Larico as we're coming up on 90 seconds remaining in regulation. And for Hillsborough, again, the future is bright. Their stars being juniors. They will have another shot of trying to get back here, trying to get back to the Rock, where so many hockey teams set their sights on and wish and hope and pray when a season starts in November. But this team made history, Lou. 21 wins on the season, first ever state finalist appearance. It's going to be tough sledding, obviously, falling in this state final, getting so close to a state championship, but a lot to look forward to with Jude Curtis on the ice next year for the Raiders. Here's Curtis again with a slap shot. Fended off nicely by Franchi. Curtis launching himself, just missing that big-time hit as the puck goes out of play, and it looked like Morris Knolls and a couple of their players not appreciating that hit, or the hit attempt by Curtis.
Poor Jude Curtis is going to be having nightmares of Ty Franchi. Franchi has just robbed him time and time again here tonight. I mean, Curtis should have had a better outcome. He really played a terrific game, but he just couldn't find the back of the net with Franchi there.
29 saves for Franchi in this state final for Morris Knolls. What a way to go out. Walsh will play it back as we are coming up on 1 minute remaining in regulation. As Morris Knolls knows the state title is inevitable, and a tip in front and a score! Sean Murray, 4 goals in a state final.
Well, what a night for that young man. Sean Murray, the senior, playing in his last game in a Golden Eagle uniform. And he has had a night that you can only dream about. On the ice here at the Prudential Center, he has scored 4 goals in a state championship victory.
That is something that he will be telling his family and kids for years to come. I scored 4 goals in a state final at the Prudential Center. As Murray has been outstanding, as well as the rest of his team. They were the 2nd seed, but they didn't play like the number 2 team here. This was a statement performance for Morris Knolls, a team that finished 3rd in the regular season in the Menin division. Another save for Franchi, give him 30 on the night as it caroms into the corner. Lost in the semifinals of the Menin Cup playoffs, but will win the ultimate prize and win a state championship here at the Rock with 10 seconds left. Murray bodied into the boards. He won't mind that. As the celebration is about to begin, the Morris Knolls Golden Eagles are your 2019 Public A state champions.
Well, a magical night for Morris Knolls as they played just a terrific game from start to finish. They outshoot Hillsborough 38-31. 4 goals from their senior Sean Murray. 30 saves from their outstanding goalkeeper Ty Franchi. Just a great effort all the way around. For Hillsborough, certainly nothing to hang their head about, Dan. They had a terrific season. They finished 21 wins, 7 losses, and 1 tie. And this will serve them well. They learned what it takes to finish and become a state champion here tonight. And they saw it from Morris Knolls. It's something they can use moving forward, a program that has a lot of talent returning next year.
And evidently what we learned here, Lou, from Morris Knolls is blondes do have more fun. As the blonde look for everybody works out perfectly here tonight at the Prudential Center, a final of 6-1. And it was fun watching Jude Curtis operate. He is certainly living up to the hype of being a team or a player that has accounted for 112 points on the year. But what a finish and a performance here for Morris Knolls as they get ready for the handshake line. Again, this is the 3rd state title in program history for Morris Knolls. The Golden Eagles, their first year as a co-op program, and they take down the top seed in the Hillsborough Raiders. A final score, Morris Knolls 6, Hillsborough 1. Thank you so much for watching our coverage here of the 2019 NJSIAA New Jersey Devils Hockey Championships here in the Public A Tournament on NJ High School Sports Live, powered by Local Live. So for my broadcast partner, Lou Brogno, I'm Dan Long saying so long from the Prudential Center. Morris Knolls, your Public A state champs.